Let's head into the papers now, see what the headlines are this morning, and really interesting, diverse headlines from different papers this morning. I have with me in the studio to do justice to some of these analysis, leadership and communication strategist Dr. John, as well as political technocrat Dr. Dayo Kayode. Gentlemen, thank God it's Monday.
Thank God it's Monday.
Nice to see you.
Lagos has finally resumed.
Yeah, Lagos has resumed, exactly. I was telling Veronica earlier on, you know, the holidays are over, and you can see it on the streets and on the roads. Yeah. All right, let's begin from the Daily Times. We start from this morning. Welfare of armed forces personnel a priority, says federal government will cater for families of fallen heroes. And certainly knowing that the Armed Forces Remembrance Day is just a few days away. From there, let's go to News Direct. Telecom operators defy federal government directive on voicemail, exploit consumers. Investigations revealing this hike on ROW charges false. NCC last mirror revealed this. Okay, from the News Direct, let's go to Blueprint. As political realignment begin, APC PDP risk breakup ahead of 2023. Plan NNPG emerge to lobby Atiku, Tinubu, governors, and so on. And yes, realignment ongoing, but as Okechukwu is trying to make some clarifications there, we're unaware of all of this. The PDP is replying to all of those now. All right, from the Blueprint, let's go to Business AM this morning. Nigeria to earn over 7.6 billion naira annually from new import charges, and cost of shipping to rise. A new port charge sets early tone for Nigeria's international trade. These are all what you see on the front page of the Business AM. Daily Trust is where we go next. Now, federal government plans 88 million naira cook stoves for institutions after 9.2 billion naira stoves for rural women project flops. Okay. A lot of money went into all of that. Now, that's what you see on the Daily Trust. Let's go now to Daily Sun. And our Supreme Court rules on Guba polls, tension as Ihedioha, Otom Tambuwal, no fate today. That's at the Supreme Court. Okay, Ihedioha is governor of Imo State, Otom governor of Benue State, and Tambuwal governor of Sokoto State. Okay, from there, let's go to This Day newspaper is the last one we're looking at. 23 states run local security outfits as groups demand decentralized policing. Okay, I guess a lot of people are seeing the writing on the wall. This is what you see on this day. Okay, let's start. Gentlemen, this story on the front page of the Daily Times will interest you, knowing that it's just about 2 days away from the Armed Forces Remembrance Day that Nigerians are commemorating, and the Vice President Yemi Shibajo was giving this assurance that the welfare of armed forces personnel is a priority and their families will be taken care of. I'd like to start this with Dr. John. You have a background, family background in that regard. When it comes to government catering for families of fallen heroes, I wonder how much of that you have seen, and when government makes that kind of promise, how much of hope does it emit to the people?
You see, one of the things that has badly affected whatever government is promising is the attitude of the people too. Okay. Because most of the time you see that government wants to do something, but along the line, because greed has become our god, there are people who take advantage of the entire process. Let me cite an example of the one that I closely monitored some time ago. You know, the government actually released an amount of money for a policeman that died. And in the process, the family has gone back and forth. When they didn't see it, they involved some of us that they felt could actually speak for them. And we later discovered that one of the officials in government, who is not necessarily a police person, but is in the commission, was actually negotiating with the family that, okay, if I get this money process out for you, maybe you are going to give me 30 or 40%. And because those guys are helpless, they say, okay, go ahead. Just so
long as the money comes out.
As long as the money comes out, because the family, the young man left behind, was actually suffering. So if government comes out to say this is what we want to do, first, I think that they should have an understanding of what the current situation is. Unfortunately, one of the reasons why we are not doing what we are supposed to do is because we have a lot of reasons not to do what we are supposed to do. When you come out to say, oh, when you get to the Northeast today, that the kind of beans the military people are eating, the kind of food they are eating, are not healthy enough. The government will tell you, no, that is not the true picture. But in reality, that is the true picture. Right. So we expect the government to first of all analyze what the present state of the people are, then continue to make plans. Then most of the times when I hear the vice president speak, in all honesty, I feel that he's a man who has good intention, but is not allowed to actually translate his intention to project.
But he is not the commander-in-chief.
He's not the commander-in-chief.
Who is going to allow him?
The vice president is not the commander-in-chief.
Who is not allowing him? As a vice...
But he doesn't constitutionally have the powers.
Listen to me. Listen to this.
All right.
As the vice president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, when you make a statement, you must have consulted with your boss. You are not just you are not just saying something out of your own volition. All right? So, for my brother this morning to say who is not allowing him? The issue is, it is not about him. It's about the government. He is not talking as Yemi Oshibajo. He is talking as the vice president of Nigeria.
Of the government.
Of the government, of which he has been authorized to do. Okay. Now, the question is this. When government make out some policies over the years, they don't come up with institutional framework to ensure that such a policy is being followed. They just make mention of it, pam, and that's the end. They go to sleep. And by so doing, you find out that what they have already said doesn't materialize. It's just like me now saying.
But do we really lack the institutional framework? All of those things are on ground. No. It is just a corrupting of the system.
Listen.
Where, for instance, Dotun just told us now that a family was entitled to some monies. The monies have been released. The concept of processing, you know, that space of processing, the paperwork of going from one office to another.
That is still framework. Okay. It is the framework. When I talk about framework, it's an aggregation of processes
all the system,
of all those things we are talking
within the
about.
System. Okay.
Do you understand? Yeah. That is the framework there. Okay. Now, look at this. A president makes a pronouncement and did not follow it up. And the person later was telling the president, really? Did you actually say that? And nothing was done to that person. If tomorrow comes, you think somebody else will not do the same thing? All right. You see, so those are the issues.
Okay. Now
look at the issue of stove. The issue of stove that you just read now. The money that was allocated to the one before, 1.something billion or thereabout, what happened to that money? Nothing. Remember the time where the government was saying they now want to put money again into entertainment, and I asked, the 300 billion that was given the other time, have you looked into it? You see, these are all issues.
All right. Now, the point there is, we've seen some videos go viral from some young soldiers, especially you mentioned Northeast earlier on. We've seen some videos go viral sometimes of them complaining of not being catered for. Sometimes we see some of these things and all of that. You wouldn't know who is what and all of that, but we see these things. Now, what should really change, considering the fact that this Armed Forces Remembrance Day is here, where it draws the attention of all Nigerians and citizens to what these people do to keep this country and keep the country together?
I think there's a traditional concept we have in Africa of this mindset of having to celebrate the dead over the living. Because you have a sick mother in the village, you don't get to send her money, and suddenly the woman dies, you pack all the Soniades of this world to go and play and celebrate. You call it life after death. There's in reality, celebration of life. In reality, there's no celebration of life after death. That's exactly what we have imported into governance. And that's why Armed Forces Remembrance Day, we say our fallen heroes. What have you done for your living heroes? So I think all the government needs to do is to give an average Nigerian soldier or officer a reason to die for the country. When you're talking about patriotism, patriotism is not just about loving my country and I'm willing to die. You must give me a reason. And that is the disconnect between those people that are fighting at the war front and the government. And most often than not, the government too is saying, oh, we are doing a lot. And in reality, they are releasing some of these monies. But again, the bag-carrying members of the military will not allow the gun-carrying members of the military to have access to this fund. So if you release money from the Ministry of Finance, for example, it gets to somewhere, it doesn't go to Borno, it gets to somewhere in Abuja and gets stuck. So it's still the mind of the people. Most times it's not that government.
But shouldn't we also blame government in that regard? Because the point there is that when the lack or this inadequacy at the grassroots is there, you take the credit, you take the blame for all of those.
Listen
so
to
if
this.
you are releasing money,
it is those at the top that are releasing this money that are also holding this money. Are you aware of what happened? Are you aware of what happened 2 weeks ago to the head of NCS, whatever, this new security, whatever, that they are now carrying guns, having about 16 houses? Are you aware of it? So where did he get that money from? It's money that are meant for those people working with him. We have seen in the papers whereby they will say this head of Air Force is having this. Abi, we had it. Bade, or what was his name? We had it. So what are we talking about? These are monies meant for those.
But they were all allegations anyway.
They are all allegations.
Allegations.
There is also no smoke without fire.
I think we have to, when it comes to the issue of military, we need to de-emphasize politicking. And it's very necessary. When we raise serious issues sometimes, they say, that person, go and check his father's name. His father is a PDP chairman somewhere. I think when we de-emphasize politicking on issue of security and military, we're going to achieve results. People, on the social media, you see a lot of things. And if government can respond to politics on social media, they should be able to respond to welfare on social media.
Exactly.
If somebody abuses them on social media, they write press releases. But if you put something on social media that has to do with the welfare of the military, welfare of the police, they will say you are PDP, and it has been happening. I said it, the problem, until we solve the problem of reason, we will not have result. If you criticize this government, they will open their book backward and say, we have a reason now. Shebi Jonathan did worse. If you criticize Jonathan, he will open book and say, Shebi Obasanjo. Until we solve the problem of reason, we will not get result.
All right, we have to leave it here now, and we certainly use this time to commend our heroes, all the fallen ones and the ones who are still living. You know, the armed forces have done so much for this country, holding things together, defending the integrity of this country, and we stand by them any day.
Somebody said if he becomes the president, the forces are going to be the highest salary, because it is because of them that we can sleep well in our houses. Without them on the streets.
Well, that goes to express how grateful the person is. All right, thank you very much, Dr. John, for coming on the program. Thank you very much, Dr. Dayo Kayode, for coming as well. Thank you.
It's time to take a look at stories making the headlines in Nigerian newspapers. I have with me in the studio leadership and communication strategist Dr. Ojon and political technocrat Dr. Dayo Kayode. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
It's good to be here.
You see, this is a leadership man. I want to ask him, what is even wrong with us as a people?
Okay.
You see, it's good that we have this infrastructure between Abuja and Kaduna, this train thing. And which the Chinese are still managing. But you see, why do we lack what we call standard? Can they give what they are giving us elsewhere?
No. It is what you pay for, you get, isn't it?
I entered that train.
Isn't it what you paid for, you got?
I was really happy. But look at this. When you enter a foreign airline, between Nigeria and their own homeland, the service they give you is different from the service they give you from their homeland to other clients.
So it is how you present yourself that people will take you. That's another thing. But then let's head back to the papers this morning. Absolutely. And we'll begin with the Daily Times. It says 2020 Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Welfare of armed forces personnel a priority. Oshibaju says federal government will cater for families of fallen heroes. To the front page of the News Direct. Telecom operators defy federal government directive on voicemail, exploit consumers investigation, hike in route charge falls, NCC last mirror reveal. To the front page of the blueprint, as political realignment begin, APC-PDP risk breakup ahead 2023. Plan NNPG emerge to lobby Atiku Tinubu governors. Yes, realignment ongoing, but, Okechukwu, we are unaware, PDP. And Business AM Nigeria to earn over 7.6 billion naira annually from new import charge. Cost of shipping to rise. New port charge sets early tone for Nigeria's and international trade. On the front page of the Daily Trust, the federal government plans 88 million naira cook stoves for institutions after 9.2 billion naira stoves for rural women project flops. On the front page of the Daily Sun, as Supreme Court rules on Guba pose tensions as Ihedioha or Tom Tambuwal no fate today. And finally, on the front page of this day newspaper, 23 states run local security outfits as groups demand decentralized policing. So many interesting stories on the front page of the newspapers this morning, gentlemen. But we will be looking at the story on the front page of this day newspaper, where 23 states already run local security outfits and groups are demanding decentralized policing. The demand for decentralized policing has been on for years now. But despite the fact that 23 states already run local security outfits, we still have security challenges. Is having a decentralized policing the way forward when we're talking about dealing with our issues or challenges that we face when it comes to insecurity? I'll start with you, Dr.
It may not be the cure, really. Innovative policing would be the cure.
When you say innovative policing, how do you mean?
It involves the use of technology and actually enrollment of people who have capacity. The way our police system is formed now is a product of perhaps people don't have a job, and after looking for a job for 5 years, there's no interest of perhaps I want to become a police simply because of the father. I just want to put my food on my table. And innovation is innovation. But again, the issue of decentralized policing is not just allowing states to create their own police system. It could just be a little bit of change with the police system we have on ground now, the federal police system that we have. For example, I once said here that if anything happens to a policeman in my village, you have to take the file to Abuja to the IG to sign before anything can be done. And when you're talking about decentralized policing, it could just be having what we call a committee of IGs. A committee of IGs and picking somebody to be the chairman. And what I mean by having a committee of IGs is that we can play with whatever we have now and have Inspector General of Police in all the geopolitical zones. We can have in Southwest, we can have in the Southeast, so that whatever happens within that zone, instead of having to travel to Abuja, we can sort it out within that zone. So these are innovative policing. It doesn't mean that we have to create police, because I have said it repeatedly. Creating another police or an alternative policing system is not the cure to Nigeria problem.
Really? So
yes,
creating a Amotekun is not a solution.
It's a replication of problem if care is not taken.
How so?
If you create an Amotekun group, for example, fantastic, because they understand the terrain where they want to operate from.
Absolutely.
But if you pay an Amotekun official 22,000 naira, I'm just using that as an example, there's a possibility that the system, the economic system, will put pressure on him. And it's the same set of people that he was employed to protect, it will begin to collect money from them.
Welfare very important.
Welfare very important. Now we have a faulty police system, and having, are they not the same set of people that we want to employ? Those I say under the bridge in Oshodi. Are they not the same set of people? Those that I say under the bridge, they are the same set of people. Because naturally, they bully people. These are the same set of people.
These are some of
I've not seen the budget. I've not seen the budget of orientation or disorientation. What I'm hearing is Amotekun is coming and we will give them money. How much are we giving them? So it's beyond just jumping and setting up a system. If not, we have the same police system we are complaining of.
Dr. Daikadi.
Yeah, you see, I quite agree with him that our policing system should be innovative, especially technologically. But that innovation should also be rooted in concentric terms. What do I mean? For instance, the culture of the people in the Southwest is different from the culture of the people in the Northeast or in the Southeast. So when you're also looking at technology, you have to look at which one can be adapted to this particular place. He just mentioned of something now. The people in Oshodi, are they not the one that are going to be involved in this particular?
We can't categorically say.
No, you will
resign
your job to go and join Amotekun.
Who are the people?
We can say, because I will not resign
listen to me. Who are the people that are going to be there? All right? I had one of them talking about even bringing in OPC.
Absolutely.
Then the OPC people, let us also look at the antecedents. There are a lot of them that are fantastic. There are also a lot of them, like his words, that are bullies. Okay? Secondly, when you are trying to come up with decentralized policing, there was a time something happened in the US as regards one school like that and whatever. I think we discussed it here and we're talking about decentralizing police. I say yes, there's no doubt about it, we need it. But the issue again is this. Who is going to control this police? The state governor. Will they not use them for political reasons at the end of the day?
Which has become a major concern for a lot of
persons. Now, listen to this now. Look at this Amotekun now. The people in the north are now saying, look, they are also going to do their own. Because some people are now putting some kind of political coloration into it. That the Southwest will use it towards
2023
to maneuver over some things.
But it is we politicizing this thing. That is not what it's meant to be.
Even though I supported this Amotekun thing from the beginning, because along the line you find out that before you cannot pass through this Ibadan, Oshogbo, Akure axis before. But now some people went there and they drove these people away. All right? So to that extent, you can justify Amotekun. But moving forward, we need to be proactive so that Amotekun doesn't fall into the same problem that the real police are falling into. So we need to look at what are the problems that destroy the values of this particular police.
You think the 6 governors haven't thought this through before coming up with this?
We are still telling them that they should look further. Like, for instance, he was talking about taking good care of them, giving them good remuneration and all that. So they should also look again. What is the background of these people? Do we need to do some things to change their mindset?
No doubt.
Because I was saying something one day, I said, government is all about mindset. So also delivery is all about mindset. Do we need to change their mindset so that they don't keep on bullying the people they are supposed to guide? So that they don't keep on extorting those people they are supposed to guide?
That's where the state governors have to be proactive.
Yes. You see, we are just using Amotekun as a case study.
As a case study, absolutely.
23 states are trying to set up. And that also
and Lagos has a neighborhood
watch. That underscores the need for even the federal system, the federal police, to actually work hard. There will not have been need for us to be discussing this if we had had an efficient police system. You understand? It is not an alternative police system, what we are having in 23 states. People are only coming together to see, oh, let's see how we can complement the existing police system that we have. But like I said, for you to attract the best, I have been involved in dealing with some organizations that have attracted the best. There are best. We have fantastic heads in Nigeria. But for you to be able to attract these people, either to lead or to be part of the police, the state police system you are building, you need to be able to show innovation at the level of governance. I'm referring to the governor now. You see, we are not just going to say, oh, because this police is not performing, we are going to set up our own. If care is not taken, it will fall back to what we are complaining about. So 3 things I want them to do.
Quickly.
Just 3 things I want them to do. First, as you are engaging this set of people, ensure that you go for the best brain. Number 2, that security vote that you are taking to your village, use it to develop security in your state. And by the time you do this, then the third one is make use of technology. We can't be running around bush looking for what is not lost when we have gadgets that can help us do this. Once we do these three things, then we're on our way.
All right, gentlemen, we have to leave it at this point. Thank you for your time on TVC Breakfast.